So a lot of people are under the impression that I'm against bulking, that no one should ever do it. This is the picture perfect example of exactly somebody who needs to bulk up. Coach Greg, in today's video, it's about kipfit. This guy, he went from being extremely skinny and then he bulked up, put on 20 kilograms in 1 year. He did this between the ages of 16 and 17, and I'm gonna go over his videos and talk to you about what is he doing right, what is he doing wrong, because he did a lot of things wrong, but a lot right. And so we're gonna go over how can you apply what he's explaining into your own diet if you happen to be skinny and you want to bulk up. So a lot of people are under the impression that I'm against bulking, that no one should ever do it. This is the picture perfect example of exactly somebody who needs to bulk up. Not should, but needs to. He weighed 44 kilograms, about 98 pounds when starting. But it all started by him watching popular YouTuber, you know this guy, Joe Frazier, who also was a skinny kid who bulked up, put on a lot of muscle. He went on a 3,500 calorie a day bulk, and as you can see, he needed it. His starting point was ridiculously shredded, definitely too lean, possibly had an ED, I don't know. He was emaciated to the point of looking malnourished. He had hardly any muscle on his body and no body fat at all. Looked like he wasn't eating nearly enough. If you're this lean or this light, you need to eat more calories. To build muscle, you need calories. You can't starve yourself to look shredded and expect to have a muscular physique. So he did the right thing in bulking up, and we're going to show his transformation to start. He put on 20 kilograms, almost all of it was muscle, in 1 year. You're thinking, no, how could you do that? Well, the guy also going through puberty, and if you go from being malnourished to eating enough food and lifting weights, you're going to experience newbie gains like you've never seen before. This guy made incredible gains in only 1 year. And in case you're wondering, I do in fact believe is natural, although you can see some gynecomastia in one nipple. That often happens to teenagers. It doesn't mean that the guy has to be taking steroids or SARMs or anything. I do believe he's 100% natural and made all these gains based on hard work and eating enough food. So he starts by saying he was never happy with the way he looked, so he decided to change it. He's being proactive, doing something about it. No longer going to starve himself, he's going to eat in a dramatic calorie surplus and start to put on muscle. And you can see as he's standing there, 44 kilograms, I can't see any body fat whatsoever. I also don't really see any muscle. He's 16 years of age, he looks a lot younger because he doesn't have a lot of muscle. And hitting the front double bicep, look how lean he is. You can tell this guy needs to eat more. By simply eating more calories, even without lifting weights, he's probably going to build more muscle. If you're not eating enough calories, how are your muscles going to grow? You need energy, protein to build muscle. And doing the back flex from the rear, you can see striations in the shoulders, the back shredded. There's no body fat. I would say this kid is close to 5% body fat at the age of 16. He reminds me of Tristan Lee, only with a lot less muscle. It doesn't look healthy to be this lean, so if you're striving to be shredded like this, I don't think you should. And so he's working out, eating more calories, and you can see as the months go by, he's putting on a significant amount of muscle. Hardly any fat, some, not a lot, but he needs this body fat. It's not healthy to be this lean. And you can see you don't even need a gym. The gyms were closed. He's doing this at home. He's got cables and bands. He's doing push-ups, calisthenics. He's finding a way to make it work for him. And look at this most muscular pose. The dude's shredded. He's got veins everywhere. He clearly needs more food. He needs to bulk up. He doesn't need to do the M word. No, he needs a dramatic calorie surplus because he is excessively lean here. More food going to allow more nutrition to build more muscle. And you can see at 50 kilograms, he's already put on over 13 pounds of muscle. Almost all looks like muscle. Hardly see any fat anywhere, perhaps none. But he's definitely eating in a surplus, and his body is soaking up those calories. It wants to and needs to grow. And he upped his calories to 4,000. I didn't see a lot of body fat getting added. He was building a lot of muscle, so why not up the calories even more? He's going to a real gym, going to probably burn off even more calories. He needs more energy to build more muscle. As you go up in weight, he was 44 kilograms, now he's 50. Your metabolism is going to get faster. More muscle burns more calories, and so you need to eventually keep upping the calories. He clearly is an ectomorph. He has a fast metabolism. Are you going to debate that with me? Look how lean he was to start. So he needs more calories to build more muscle. And 55 kilograms. He's added another 11 pounds of muscle since the gym opens. He still looks shredded. He's still got the full six-pack. He's eating clearly the appropriate amount of calories for him. And now at 64 kilograms, you can still see his abs. They're not as crazy shredded as before. He looks much healthier and much bigger. 20 kilograms of body weight he's put on, mostly muscle. That's 44 pounds. Probably 15 kilograms, 30 plus pounds was pure muscle. Some is going to be water and some fat, of course, but this is a healthy way to bulk. If he had bulked too much, he would be overweight or obese. He still has abs. I can see them clearly. Clearly, this bulk has worked. An entire year in a surplus, and he hasn't put on unwanted body fat. He's put on healthy body fat. He's still under 15% body fat, still looks perfectly healthy. And so at this point, if I were him, I would continue to eat and maintain the amount of body fat he has. And when would I suggest to bulk even more? Well, if he stopped building muscle. If he plateaued and he couldn't build any more muscle, or if he didn't have energy, or if he didn't feel good, I would say up the calories even more. But he's put on 20 kilograms in 1 year. He doesn't need to eat more than this. It's clearly working. It's doing his job. 20 kilograms in 1 year. If you're as lean as him right now and you've been training and you can't build muscle, this level of body fat, it might not be healthy for you. Not everyone can build muscle and be this lean. He's still far leaner than most people, and so if you're as lean as this guy and you can't build muscle, I suggest you eat more. Up your calories, couple hundred, perhaps see what happens, and if you start building muscle, then you're doing the job right. If not, eat even more. Then he decides to do a mini cut. Why? Why are we doing a mini cut? I'm not for doing a mini cut when you're not fat in the first place. Cuts are for people who need to get leaner. He doesn't need to get leaner. He spent an entire year bulking up, getting to the point of being healthy, building a lot of muscle. And when you do a mini cut, it's going to be harder to build muscle. You'd be much better off to bulk to the point that you're at a healthy weight, a healthy body fat percentage, and then avoid the cut. When you're cutting, it's going to be harder to make those gains. So rather than bulking, cutting, and doing yo-yo dieting, preferably you should just bulk to the point that you're at a healthy weight and then maintain that body fat and just build muscle from there. You look great, slowly build muscle over time, and as you get older, you're going to put more and more body weight on. Your goal right now at 62 kilograms is to build up to 80 this year. We need to have realistic expectations. When you're at 62 kilograms and your goal is to be 80, 18 kilograms, that's over 40 pounds. It's probably not realistic. Could he in fact do it? Yeah, if he eats enough of a surplus, he's going to gain that much weight. But it's mostly going to be fat and or water and not as much muscle. If you keep pushing the envelope, eat big to get big, eventually you're going to get big and fat. It's not just going to all turn to muscle and do a mini cut and get shredded. It doesn't work like that. So rather than having a goal of going from 62 to 80 this year, then probably having to cut back down into the 60s, why not make the goal to slowly go from 62 to 70 while keeping your body fat at a healthy, reasonable level and building muscle from there? That you can do. He made a video, full day of eating, dirty bulking, 5,000 plus calories. That is not the way to go. And to put on 18 kilograms, he's probably going to have to eat that way. He's not going to be able to put on healthy weight or mostly muscle by eating 5,000 plus calories. So dirty bulking, I'm not a fan of. Perhaps at the start when he was 44 kilograms, he could have eaten anything he wanted. He had extremely low body fat levels, and if he wanted to get in a rush to get his body fat percentage up to 10, 15%, there's nothing wrong with that. That is fine. But for him to do a dirty bulk after already gaining a healthy amount of body fat, it's not healthy. It's not the way. Eat big to get big. When you're already at a healthy weight, it's not something you should try to do. Unless, of course, your goal is you want to have the extra fat. You want to be a power lifter. You want to be huge. You want to have more body fat. Perhaps you're a football player, sumo wrestler, and so on. If that is in fact your goal, well, you got to do what you got to do. His most recent video, which I just watched yesterday, he's on a 4,000 calorie bulk. Going to go over the video and see. Is he doing everything to maximize muscle protein synthesis? 4,000 calories seems like an appropriate amount of calories, but is he in fact eating 4,000 calories? So for breakfast, blueberries in a bowl of milk with maybe cereal or oatmeal. So there's a small little breakfast. Good job.
The next meal of the day, which is going to be lunch, aka the pre-workout meal. This meal is going to be about 2,000 calories, so quite a hefty meal. Bearing in mind it's been quite a long time since breakfast.
And so meal 2, it's now 2:30. That's his pre-workout meal. It's been a long time since breakfast. He's eaten breakfast. He's going to eat meal 2 now. He's only eating 3 meals in the day. That is not enough to maximize muscle protein synthesis. So if you really care about building as much muscle as possible and you're bulking, you should be eating more meals. Preferably 4 to 5 meals a day to optimize muscle protein synthesis. He's only eating 3 meals and he says he's eating 1,800 calories in meal 2. That is a big meal. But looking at it, this ain't no 1,800 calories. He's guessing. I looked at his meal. It's a little bit of broccoli, 2 ham sandwiches with hardly any ham in it at all, and a bowl of Weetabix. And he guesses that it's 1,800 calories. So here's the problem. People guess at how many calories they're eating. They don't actually know, and so they think they're bulking on 4,000 calories, and they're not losing weight. Oh, I'm eating enough, but I can't gain any weight. Laws of thermodynamics, they don't apply to me. No, it's just you don't know how you're tracking your food. This applies to people who are trying to bulk or cut. If you can't accurately track your calories, how do you know if you're actually bulking or cutting? He might be in a deficit. He might actually lose weight. Look at the food. Does anyone watching this think that this is 1,800 calories? Tiny bit of ham, 2 sandwiches, some broccoli, which has hardly any calories, a bowl of Weetabix. I'd give this 1,200 calories at best, probably less. Rather than eating 2 ham sandwiches at meal 2, save one of those ham sandwiches and eat it as a snack. You don't need to go 7 hours without eating. How much protein is even in this meal? Not much. It is not a high protein meal. Sure, it's high in carbs, it's mostly cereal and bread, but it's definitely not a high protein meal. And so is he in fact getting enough protein in his diet? Probably. If he's eating 4,000 calories a day, it's almost impossible not to eat 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. The kid only weighs a bit over 130 pounds. Easy to get 130 plus grams of protein. So he doesn't really need to worry about it, but he should be eating more meals, and it would be good to accurately track your calories. So just because you think you're on a 4,000 calorie bulk doesn't mean you actually are.
Because I am going to the gym at about 5 p.m. When I get home, it's about 7 p.m. and it's quite tough to fit 2,000 calories in at 7 p.m.
So one mistake this guy is making is he's trying to eat all his food in 1, 2, maybe 3 meals. Spread it out. Why not get up and eat breakfast? Why not eat at recess? Why not eat on the walk home? Why not eat a smaller meal now and eat a little bit before the gym? It's 2:30, you're trying to eat 1,800 calories, it's probably 1,200. Why not eat 800 calories now and 30 minutes before going to the gym, eat another meal? And so he's about to go train, he's having a croissant. Well, that's a good start, but it would be nice to have some protein with that. He's eating a lot of bread, a lot of carbs. If I didn't know any better, I would say this guy is training for triathlons, swimming, biking. He's burning off a lot of calories. He's eating a lot of carbs. Where is the protein? A croissant. Croissants are mostly fat and carbs. Not a lot of protein in a croissant. So why not spread out your meals a little bit more and have protein in each and every meal? And this guy has a very unique diet. It's all pre-wrapped, pre-made sandwiches here. He has the pre-made sandwich and the pre-made wrap. So to me, no excuses. I know he's only 17, but you trying to tell me that he couldn't have had that pre-made wrap while walking to school? Couldn't have that pre-made sandwich walking back from school? It's not like he's cooking and preparing all his own meals. This is pre-made, pre-packaged, expensive food. It's already made. It's almost like he has a private chef. He's actually got food. He doesn't have to put any effort into this. He can just grab it and go. So why not spread out these meals?
Obviously, it's getting quite late now, and I just wanted to get some easy calories in. no food in the house.
It's getting kind of late now. There's no food in the house. Does any of you believe that? He's 17 years of age. He has prepackaged wraps, sandwiches, all this stuff. That's expensive. Very expensive, probably $25 for this single meal alone. How many of you can afford to have prepackaged wraps and meals like this? Most of you can, especially if you're a teenager. No food in the house. I've heard that from so many people, from my friends when I was a kid growing up. Oh, there's no food in the house. And I go in the house, I open the fridge, there's food there. Find some food to eat. It's not like he's trying to eat a lot of expensive high-protein meals. He's eating Weetabix. Grab the loaf of bread and make yourself a banana sandwich. It's not complicated. You can eat 4,000 calories a day, and it doesn't need to be expensive. And when you're smaller, 130 plus pounds, you only need 130 something grams of protein. That is very easy. Protein is the most expensive of the macronutrients that you eat. Carbs, relatively cheap. How expensive is it to eat another sandwich? To eat some bread? No excuses, don't complain. There is in fact food in the house. So he flashes on the screen, 4,000 calories, 172 grams of protein. Don't know how accurate that is. We don't know. Did he actually weigh out the Weetabix? Did he look at the nutrition label on the bread? Did he measure out the ham slices? I don't know, but I'm willing to bet he probably ate fewer than 4,000 calories. I certainly didn't see 4,000 calories worth of food eaten. I eat 3,500 calories. I race bikes and I'm training in the gym. I'm a professional bodybuilder and I weigh over 190 pounds. Does he really eat more than Coach Greg? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. 4,000 calorie student bulking diet. I don't know what students are eating like this, but don't use as an excuse that you're a student, you don't have time to eat. Bullshit. Make the time. Make the time to eat. You get up, you can eat breakfast. Whenever you're going out to school, you can eat while walking to school. You can eat a sandwich on the go. You can make protein muffins. If you have my cookbook, you have tons of easy and quick recipes that you can make and eat on the go. You grab a couple muffins and you go. You make some sandwiches and you run. All of you have the time to eat. And so if you're actually on a 4,000 calorie bulking diet, you don't start your day with one small bowl of cereal with some blueberries on top. It doesn't make sense. You're starting your day off with not enough calories, and then you can barely eat it, and you have to rest before going to the gym, and then you have to force in 2,000 calories after the gym. Doesn't make sense. Eat first thing in the morning, a bigger meal, have snacks, eat when you can, and you will be well on your way to bulking up. Ending it here. GregDoucette.com for coaching, Greg Doucette IB Pro. Please watch the bloops. You know you want to watch one. Harder Than Last Time supplements, you can get those. Also, my cookbooks, my training books, all that kind of stuff. Please click the link in the description. Subscribe, click the bell button, comment for the algorithm, and until next time, I am out.